Hello dear students, good morning to all of you. In the last video lecture session, we have to discuss about the OB's meaning, then after what is the definition of OB, then nature, then after need, importance of OB, right? So in this video lecture session, I discussed about the scope of organizational behavior, then what are the framework of OB and what are the models of the OB. From the unit number 1, you have to must learn about the framework and the OB models, because this is very important question regarding the point of view of your GTU examination. Okay, so let's start it. So first scope is a physical aspect. So in the physical aspect, first one is the individual. You can find the individual persons, we can say that the nature of person, then what are the quality of person, then skill of person, knowledge of person. You can easily find out it. Second one, formal organizational structure. If you learn about this organizational behavior, then you can easily doing the framework of the, we can say, formal relations between the, we can say, employer and employee, then the product manager and the price managers, different relationship you can easily construct it, right? Third one is a technological aspect. Technological aspect means what? You can find out that which method is appropriate for my production process and which method is appropriate for my employee. Take the example, if the method is appropriate but your employees and laborers are not comfortable according to your method, then you cannot find out the very, we can say, you cannot produce the higher quality of the product and you cannot achieve your profit. So technological aspect are considering as the lighting facility, electrical facility, watering facility, drainage facilities, right? Second aspect is the human aspect. So first one, through this organizational behavior, you can find out the perception of the person, that how the persons are, we can say, that think, and what are the perception of the person and how they contribute to our, we can say, overall process of the organizational behavior. Second one is a personality. Okay, you can find out the personality of the person. The person is a human, we can say, as a human being. There are the different type of personalities are considered. This person are attitudinal, egoistic, or we can say the normal persons. You can easily find out through the OB. Then after attitude of the person, you can easily find out the way of talking. Through the way of talking, through the way of working, you can find out the person's attitude. Then culture. Culture means what? Culture is one type of, we can say, total characteristics of the, we can say, that a person's region. Okay, from the region that he or she belongs, according to the culture, there are the different type of, we can say, total lifestyle of the person is considered as a culture. Then the framework of the organizational behavior. So mainly there are the three type of framework of organizational behavior. First one, there are the cognitive approach. Second approach is the behavioral approach. Third approach is the social learning approach. So let's learn it one by one. First one is the cognitive approach. Okay, so let's see. First one is a cognitive aspect. Means what? Cognitive aspect of the human mind includes the expectations, demand, intentions, incentives, etc. While dealing with the oneself and with the group member or the team member, organizational behavior is steps to mold with the diverse mindset into the desired channel through the developing understanding based on the getting and giving information for the mutual benefit of the team members as well as the organization. So the root of organizational behavior is the cognitive state of human mind. because there are the number of peoples are working at the time, different person have a different type of mindset. So in the cognitive approach, you should learn and you should, we can say, analyze that which person have a each person have a different type of mindset. You should learn about it. Then you have to find out that if we given this type of motivation to this person, then this person are working very effectively and very enthusiastically. Take the example, if a labor, take the example, A is a person who are working in the ABC firm as a labor. If a ABC firm has a get a higher order, okay, so they have given, we can say that they have to given the motivation to the A labor, that if he working very good, then they have to provide the overtime work, and they have to also given the other benefits, and we can say given the OT salaries, right? So it's one type of cognitive. Cognitive means what? Cognitive means we can say that collection of a mindset, collection of your goals, and you have to achieve this goal. Organizational goal is a, we can say, is a one goal, and if we have to achieve this organizational goal, then we should working according to the employees and laborers. They have to working collectively with their mindset. Then and then we have to achieve this type of cognitive approach. Then second approach is the behavioral approach. Okay, organizational behavior is a steps to study the individual and the organizational behavior. It studies the background, culture, aspects and other related matters of a human resources. It develops the positive approach through the learned free will of the organizational members. Organizational behavior is studies the perceptions, thinking process, problem solving abilities, way of information processing and the confidence building through the observing the stability, the behavior even under the adverse condition. Okay. Behavioral theory approach is study about the individual and group behavior. Whenever you are working as an individual and whenever you working in the group, your behavior is totally different. Okay, take your example. Okay, whenever as a sometimes professor ever given to you one assignment in group, at that time in the group your behavior is different, and whenever you working as an individual, then your behavior is different. So this type is also happen in the organization. Whenever in the organization they have to working as an individually, they are working very good, but if they have to given the work in the group, so they have to find some conflicts regarding the behavior of the persons, right? So this type of behavioral theory is learn and is study about the individual and group behavior, and then they have to try this develop the positive approach between the we can say different types of employees mindset. Then third one is the organizational, we can say, study and research. So organizational behavior is a follow the macro approach is relative to the micro individual states to the broader aspect and bounding the organizational the open social system, because there are the number of people are working, so it's created the social system. An individual is deal with the several individuals within the outside of the organization, so he has to burden his understanding for the adjusting this dynamic behavior of the people and also changing the internal and external environment. So this popularly described as a social learning approach. So it's called as a social learning approach because as an individual they have to behave within the organization and outside of the parties of organizations, right? So organization which adopt such organizational behavior framework are popularly described as a learning organization. So this approach is also considering as the learning organization. The concept of learning organizations are emphasized by the Caris Argin's development, the system thinking, personal mastery, mental model, shared vision through the brainstorming and the team learning. So there are the mainly three framework of this OB models, right? Then after organizational behavior model, in the last video we can say in the last slides you have to learn about the scope of OB, then after the framework of OB, then here there are the models of OB. First model is autocratic model, second model is custodial model, third model is supportive model, fourth model is the system model. So you should learn. I tell you, in your GTU examination, this question has get a higher expectancy to ask by the GTU examination. So you should learn it thoroughly. That what are the organizational behavior models? So let's learn it. First model is the autocratic model. Okay. So first let me tell you about this, the simple we can say view regarding this autocratic model. In the autocratic model, higher authorities have the mindset that workers are not working. They are doing the, we can say, not working very effectively, and they have to only we can say consider their salary. They cannot working according to their salary, right? And the employees mindset is that we are working very good, but employees cannot give us the right remuneration. So here the way and power is totally adopted by the employer. Whatever the employer told, that totally order they have to accept it by the employees. Okay, so the root level of this model is power with the managerial orientation of authority. So the employees in this model are orientated toward the obedience and the discipline. Whatever the employee said, if an employer said that you have to working 8 hours instead of the 6 hours, so they have to work. They cannot have given any argument. So they shall only obey the order whichever given by the employee. Okay, employer. Then after, they are the depend on their boss. So the employees is a requirement that is made the subsistence and the performance result is less, because whatever the employer said they have to follow. They have to follow it. So here employee cannot doing any innovative and any new ideas in this autocratic model. So autocratic model is very rigid. So in this autocratic model, employee cannot doing any new innovation, new we can say things in this autocratic model. The major drawback of this model are people are easily frustrated, insecurity, dependency on the superiors, and minimum performance because the minimum wages. Because whatever the order given by the higher authorities, they should follow it, right? They must follow it. So in this model, they are very frustrated because they have the scare, they have the fear of their higher authorities. If they are not working very good, then they can leave them from the outside of the organization, right? Then second model is the custodial model. The root of level of this model is the economic resources with the managerial orientation of the money. So here main motive of the organizational, or we can say higher authority, is earn to money. They cannot doing any welfare of the employees. Their main focus is how to get a profit. They cannot have any we can say idea, any welfareness of the employees. The employees is in this model are oriented toward the security and benefit is provided to them. They are dependent on the organization. So employees recruitment requirement that is made this security. This model is adapted by the firms having a high resources and the names suggested. So it's depend on the economic resources. So this approach is directs the depend on the firms rather than the managers or boss. So they give the passive cooperations as they are satisfied but not strong encourage. Here employees are working as the satisfied, but they cannot satisfy because all the works are given by the organization and totally focus of the organization on profit, not the employees. Then third one is the supportive model. The root of level, the model is the leadership. Here they are working on the basis of leadership with the managerial orientation and support. Employees in these models are oriented toward their job performance and participation. If they are working very good job, then they have to participation in the management, decision making. then they have the higher, we can say, power and higher authorities, and they have to working very enthusiastically. The employee's requirement that is made status is recognitions. So if they are working very good, if they have to meet their goals, take the example. In this model, they are manager and managerial worker are working as the higher authority, working as a leader. So they have always tried to enthusiasm, try to give the motivation to their employees. So employees are working very good. If they are working very good, they have to provide the recognition, they have to given the gift, salaries and the to the employees. So they are working very nicely. Then the performance result is awake and drive. This model is depend on the leadership streams. So it gives a climate to help the employees to grow, accomplish the job, interests of the organization. So management job is to assist employees' job performance. So employees feel a sense of participations. So if employees have some new type of skills, so they have to consider in their management purpose also. Because it is totally, we can say, opposite to the autocratic level. In the autocratic model, you see that the we can say order is given by the higher authorities and employees should follow it. But in this model, they have to support the employees, they have to try to give the support to their employees, and employees are also feeling very good. So this is very, we can say, nowadays this type of models is very important in organization. There are the supportive model, and if they have given this type of support, so they have to working very good. I have given you a real one example of this type of supportive management in the Taja. Taja is a one type of company that making a tea, right? So they have to making a tea, and after that making this tea, they have the confusion how to we have to sell this product. So they have to doing some researches and they have to doing some meetings, but they cannot get any idea that how we can say that advertise our product. So at the lower level, one person are working, and he said that we have to given a one slogan that Taja Hole. Okay, so this type of Taja Hole, and they have to start this type of new product and sell this product very well in the market. So if they have to provide this support, this type of labors, then and then they have to achieve this goal. So this is very important that you should provide the support to your labor and employees. Then after, collegial model. Collegial model, the root of the model is participation with the managerial work, with the teamwork. Here there are the one person, they are working as a teamwork. In the supportive model, manager are working as the leader, and here they are working as a their employees and manager are working as a in the team. The employees in this model are oriented toward the responsible and behavior and self-disciplines. So the employee's requirement that is met is self-actualization. So the performance result is moderate zeal. So their result may be a zeal with the enthusiasm, they have to work very higher. This is the extension of supportive model, and the teamwork approach is adapted for the model. For the self-discipline is maintained, and the worker feel an obligation to uphold quality standards for better image of the company. A sense of accept and respect is seen. In the collegial model, they have to working in the team, right? So they have given the respect to the higher authority, and higher authority also accepted their views and ideas. So here there are mainly 4 models of the OB, and last one, there are the system model. What is the meaning of system model? This model is give the more importance to the rigorous researches to give the higher level meaning to work beyond the individual behavior, but also giving due the important to the individual and group. They made the organizational member to consider work as ethically and respectful, integrated with the trust and the integrity, and gave the space to the development community and feeling among the co-workers. So the development of this good system were evolved which work for the many years, which necessary to changes is irrespective of the person incoming and outgoing. So the system is privileged. All the organizational member were required to foster and strengthen this system. In this system, they have to working on the basis of research, right? They have to totally work on the basis of research on the higher authorities and give the meaning to the behavior for the higher importance to the employees. So here your unit number 1 regarding this OB subject is completed. So if you have any query regarding this any topic in unit number 1, you can ask me personally. You can contact me by WhatsApp, you can call me. Okay, thank you so much.